Hey guys, Jim Grant here for AmmoLand TV. Today we're taking a closer look at the Daniel Defense DDM4 V7P, the pistol version of their evolution of the Mark 18. Although unfortunately, unlike the real Mark 18, it lacks a disco/giggle switch to full auto, but that's to be expected. Still, it comes from a heritage of very, very nice ARs from a company that really knows what they're doing. That said, in a market absolutely saturated with ARs and AR pistols, it's going to take a lot for a company, even Daniel Defense, to justify a relatively high price tag, which this DDM4 V7 certainly has. So, is it worth that price tag? We take a closer look at the DDM4 V7P and find out. To start things off, the Daniel Defense DDM4 is a direct impingement semi-automatic pistol chambered in either 5.56 or 300 blackout. Regardless of caliber, all DDM4 pistols and rifles feed from standard AR-15 magazines and include one 32-round Daniel Defense magazine in the box. In a nutshell, the DDM4 V7 is your standard AR-15 pistol. Lightweight, soft shooting, and solid ergonomics. So what makes this gun worth the difference in price? Well, in two words, features and performance. One of the first things that shooters will notice about the DDM4 V7 is the gun's unique color. The majority of AR-15s follow Henry Ford's old mantra of being available in, quote, any color so long as it's black, with FDE coming into a close second. And while the DDM4 V7 is available in these colors, the one standout option is MilSpec Plus. And while that might just seem like some sort of marketing speak, this MilSpec Plus finish is an extremely hard Patriot Brown-like Cerakote that in my experience is more even and is more evenly applied and more durable than standard Cerakote, though only by a small margin. The real standout here is the fact that this color, MilSpec Plus, really blends in with pretty much everything, with the only exception being whiteout conditions. But other than that, this is a pretty much solid go-to color for nearly every condition found in North America. Other instantly noticeable features of Daniel Defense M4s is the extremely comfortable pistol grip and buttstock. While these are unique to Daniel Defense firearms, they're 100% compatible with any MilSpec AR-15. They're also extremely comfortable. And what makes them so comfy is their combination of a hard, durable outer plastic and a soft, rubber-like Santoprene panel. It sounds kind of gimmicky, but it's like having the durability and ruggedness of a standard A2 grip combined with the grippiness of something like a Hogue wraparound grip, without the entire grip being a rubbery, tactile surface that collects stuff and gets snagged on things. Plus, if we're being completely subjective here, it looks pretty badass. That said, the gun I reviewed is actually a pistol, so while it has the excellent Daniel Defense pistol grip, it lacks a stock to make the gun NFA compliant. And in its place, the DDM4 V7 pistol features a combination Law tactical folding mechanism and an SB Tactical Gen 1 brace. And while I personally would have preferred an SB A3 brace because it makes the gun fit me better, this combination is still very solid, provided that the shooter isn't above 6'3". Now, other notable features include one of my favorite AR-15 charging handles on the market today, the so-called grip and rip ambidextrous charging handle. And as the name implies, the grip and rip handle is made for fast action and aggressive use. For example, clearing a malfunction in a competition or, God forbid, a gunfight. It gives the shooter a much greater purchase on the charging handle without being so oversized that it snags on gear and bangs into the shooter while they're carrying it on a sling. Alright, so the DDM4 V7P has some very solid features, but what about performance? How did the little gun run? Well, in terms of reliability, I encountered no malfunctions across 600 rounds of ammo fired without any sort of lubrication, though this is to be expected from a high-end brand like Daniel Defense. Still, the ammo used in the gun ranged from 55 grain Monarch, which is just rebranded toolless steel case, to SIG's excellent 77 grain matched grade ammunition. The gun was run both as it ships from the factory with its standard muzzle brake, as well as the addition of a Silencer Co. Saker ASR 762 sound suppressor provided by silencershop.com. And in both instances, the gun just ran flawlessly. This is something that we as shooters kind of take for granted nowadays, but it wasn't that long ago that an AR pistol was wildly unreliable and doubly so with the addition of a can. Alright, so it ran well, but what about accuracy? Well, in my experience, I ran the gun with a Lehman bag jack at 100 yards with an NRA scaled target with various types of ammunition, ranging from Monarch's 55 grain full metal jacket, which is simply rebranded toolless steel case, all the way up to SIG's match grade ammo, as well as some Federal and Hornady 55 grain and 62 grain ammo. And while admittedly the Monarch ammo grouped pretty poorly at 3 inches, and which makes sense because the chronograph showed an up to 5% swing in velocity between shots, more premium ammunition like SIG and Federal and Hornady produced some excellent groups measuring as small as 1.73 inches at 100 yards. And given the relatively short barrel length, the lack of a stock to properly stabilize the gun, this is very good. And truth be told, it's more accurate than a lot of off-the-shelf, full-sized ARs available on the market today. All right, so is the DDM4 V7 from Daniel Defense worth its $2,160 price tag? Well, that entirely depends on what you need out of the gun. If you intend to fire this gun maybe 100 times like the average user, probably not. But if you want something that you know, absolutely, if you ever have to use it in vain or in some sort of end-of-the-world scenario, will run and run and run and still give you those ergonomics that AR users are used to, this thing stands alone. Between its awesome inclusion of the Law Tactical folder, the fact that it utilizes a very tough Cerakote coating, as well as this 4-bolt secured free-floated handguard, means you're going to get a gun that is designed from inception for hard use, and would also make an excellent host to be SBR'd and or suppressed. Sure, it is not the cheapest gun on the market by a long shot, but that was really never the intent of the designers. Instead, they wanted to give the civilians at home something that was pretty much as close as you could get to the next evolution of the Mark 18 without having to enlist or, set up an SOT. Thanks, guys. For MLN TV, I'm Jim Grant. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell up top left, and as always, I will catch you guys on the flip side.